Apologies for the lack of any poppy, squeaky electro music in the background here. Do you know what? I watch enough YouTube videos where I'm just beginning to tire of all that. I think B-roll should stand up on its own. So I recorded this on a lovely summer's day in my back garden here in rural Essex in the UK. So let's just let the background sounds look through. Hello again YouTube, and welcome to a little bit of an update on the Planet X Pro Carbon Evo. So I've had this a couple of months now, and I thought it was probably a good idea to just share my thoughts on it, what I've done with it and where I'm going with it. So first thing to say is, as you're probably aware if you watched any of the other videos, I did buy probably the wrong frame size. I'd have got away with a large and I went for a extra large. So in an effort to remedy that, I have fitted a shorter FSA stem, because the one that comes out of the box with it is like a scaffold pole. It's enormous. I did actually think about phoning Planet X and asking if I can just buy a large frame off of them and swap the components over. I think, if I've read their website correctly, there's something like £125 charge for that. I don't know if that would be right, or whether they charge you for a full frame set. But I think for me the biggest problem is that I've been struggling to get the right clearance between the seat and the bars. And one of the reasons for that is that there's quite a lot of layback on this standard seat post that comes with the bike. So what I've done is I've bought myself a 3T inline seat post. So he says, trying to figure out how that fits like that. There you go. Okay, so I've got an inline seat post there, and the difference in layback between these two is enormous. So let me just bring the camera in a little bit closer and I'll show you. So here is what I'm talking about on this seat post. As you can see, that's got, it arches right back. There's a real good layback on this at the moment. Whereas if you compare that with this 3T one I've just bought, there's hardly any layback on that at all. Well, there isn't any layback on it. It's an inline seat post. So, you know, when I look at how much this lays back, it's putting the saddle right at the far end of the adjustment for me, and I'm still not getting the clearance I want between the saddle and the bars. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to help the situation. So I'm going to whack this on today and see how we go with this one. I'm probably going to drop the seat as well. Not much, probably about 5 mil, something like that, because I just think it's marginally still too high, so I'm just going to drop that a little bit. The only kind of weird kind of query I've got on fitting this is that the torque rating on the seat clamp here is 8 Newton meters, max 8 Newton meters, whereas the new seat stem comes with a max rating of 5 Newton meters. Obviously I'm going to go for 5 Newton meters because if ever you give me a situation like that where there's one rating is lower than the other, remember these are max ratings, then I'd always default to the lowest of the two. So I'm just going to get this covered in fibre grip because it's going into a carbon fibre frame, and we'll get it fitted. Right, so the post is in, new seat's on. Now here's the killer adjustment, because what I've been trying to get is distance between the nose of the saddle and middle of the bars to be the same as I've got currently on my old road bike, which fits me like a glove, and I don't get any problems with that, and that's 560, and I couldn't get anywhere near to that with the old seat stem on here, or seat post on here rather, whereas that is bang on 560, so that's a pretty good start. Now obviously the geometry is different. I mean, the top tube on this to begin with is probably 20 mil longer than the other bike, but with the reduced stem and now with the reduced layback, I think we're getting somewhere. So let's just make sure this is all tiggity-boo and tighten it up. I actually prefer the look of this 3T stem. It's not a stem, it's a seat post. Max torque on these is 10. So that is just a gnat's cock under 10. So in terms of living with it, as I said in the road test, I adore this bike, absolutely love it. I mean, sizing issues aside, you know, that was my cock up basically. But just as an everyday ride, it's superb, really cannot fault it. Love the R7000, that's absolutely faultless, just never misses a beat, slick as you like. You don't even notice it's there, so that's really good. Like I say, the only real sort of fundamental change I've made to the bike is the wheels and the saddle, which I guess most people would do, but I just love it. I just love the just love the drive chain, just love the way that it feels, just love the way that it's put together, and very happy with it. So there you go, Planet X Pro Carbon Evo. Just, if you're thinking about buying one, just buy it. Just, it's incredible value, it looks great, it rides great, it's put together really, really well. I mean, even the standard finishing kit that comes with it, even though I've changed some of it, saddle, what have you, you can't knock it. It's just absolute top value, and I for one am really, really glad that I bought it. Like I say, you know, £1,000 for a bike. Okay, there are some costly extras on here. You know, the wheels alone, they were, I think they were 500 quid, that set of wheels. And of course I've got, I forgot to mention earlier, I've got my Stages power meter on here. So with those and the saddle, you're in for like doubling the cost of the bike. But then look at what else you can buy for £2 grand, you know, that hasn't got those things on it, that doesn't come with a power meter, that doesn't come with deep section carbon wheels and stuff like that. And you really can't beat this. So I'll keep you updated as we go through it, you know. So I've got a whole summer ahead of me of riding this thing. So yeah, watch out for some further updates, but I hope this has been moderately amusing in the meantime. And I'll be definitely interested to see how it goes with that inline seat post, because I really think that, well, in my head at least, I think that's going to solve a lot of problems for me. And if nothing else, looks better. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful. If you haven't subscribed already and you like this stuff, subscribe, because there's going to be plenty more of it coming out. I've not forgotten the name of this channel either, so as the summer progresses, I'm going to be getting back into my triathlon swing of things, so hopefully there'll be a bit more running, swimming and all that malarkey coming. So yeah, thanks for watching this one. Catch you in the next one.